Hello everyone, for OneWrestling.com. This is Bill Apter. It is April 28th, 2014, and I wanted to be my usual lively self, but it's really difficult today. Why? Because late last night on April 27th, 2014, I received a very, very disturbing phone call that my good friend and a friend of so many people in the world of sports entertainment, Lee Marshall, the broadcaster, had died. Oh man, what a great guy Lee Marshall was. I first met Lee Marshall probably in the late 70s or early 80s when I used to go down to cover the AWA shows that Vern Gagne promoted. And lots of times when I wasn't shooting the matches at ringside, Vern would say, hey, why don't you go over and do some commentary with Lee Marshall. And it was like natural, back and forth and back and forth. I so enjoyed working with him. For some reason, he always called me Professor or Dr. Apter. To this day, I have no idea why. I never questioned it. But through the years, I got to do that many, many times with Lee. Also got to do some interviews with him on some of the pay-per-views and Wrestle Reunion. He was at several Wrestle Reunions, booked by Wrestle Reunion owner and founder Sal Corrente. So people who came to Wrestle Reunion all got to meet Lee Marshall also and witness what a great guy this was. He was so warm. I mean, he was just great, great, great. That word brings back a great memory. Do you know that Lee Marshall, well, let me back up a little bit. Did you ever eat Kellogg's Frosted Flakes? And when you were a kid, if you're old enough right now, the Frosted Flakes commercials would have Tony the Tiger on them. And somebody would say, hey, Tony, what do you think about Kellogg's Frosted Flakes? And he'd go, they're great. Well, that guy, I can't do it as good as him, but that guy who went great, that was Lee Marshall. He was the voice of Tony the Tiger. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He also did so much radio broadcasting. He did voiceovers. He was an amazing talent. But I keep going back to the human being that Lee Marshall was. Just a warm, wonderful guy who just thought of making other people happy before he would make himself happy. Great guy. Great guy. He was great. I can't do that as well as him. Lee Marshall, we will miss you. Our condolences to his family, his friends, and of course you, his fans. We will miss Lee Marshall very, very, very much. I just can't believe he's gone. If you have a comment or you'd like to leave your own Lee Marshall story, if you ever met him or you remember a broadcast that he did, leave it right underneath in the comments box. Bill Apter, Lee Marshall, rest in peace, my friend.